I rarely listen to my own music when I'm at home, because you need a little break sometimes. But right now there are like two young producers from the UK. They're called Disclosure, and they probably release like every second week a new remix or a new song. And I really like them because they are, like, for their age, already very sophisticated musically and very fresh at the same time. So they combine like the typical UK freshness bass music with good harmonies and very good song structures. So I'm a big fan of them, and I listen to all their stuff all the time because it's very strong. And old stuff.
There is no other.
No, it's not a particular artist. It's more like a genre I like to listen to. For instance, I'm a collector for independent disco production on small labels. Always looking for the weird sound, which is a bit different to what I know. But especially today in a record shop, the guy asked me, what are you looking for? And I'm always saying, you know what, I don't know. I look for something new, something I haven't heard before. And this is the same with new music. Obviously you can't create something really new, because everything was there. But if the balance between where we come from musically, everybody, the whole music people, and the new tendency, if this balance is right, I enjoy it. And I actually also like music from the past, which is still relevant now. That means it was back in the day maybe not so relevant. People couldn't sell it, but now it makes sense. I like that moment, the second spring or the second chance for people. And this is why on Sonar Kollektiv or on the recordings, is another I do. We try to find old music which is still relevant and reissue it and bring it again to the people. And because it has the same idea. It was so new back then that it's still new now. And with music from now, I like it if it's looking towards the future. And then maybe in 10 years, people will understand suddenly. For instance, a guy like Arthur Russell, one of my favorite producers from the late 70s and early 80s, he did amazing music for me. Very special, very hard to describe, a mixture of classic and disco and rock and singer-songwriter, and very emotional, very deep, good music. It was not very successful back then, but now everybody's talking about it. The guy is died already, but now he will be a superstar. This is a bit tragic, and it's a little bit of a drama that some people just sit in their little environment, don't get the attention from big labels, and then a few years later somebody finds them and promotes them again, and suddenly they are really big and happening. So for instance, this is my idea of music. I like music with that little twist, which it reminds
From the past to the past.
Yeah, for instance, you put a record out of the shelf and say, okay, that was a good song back then, and then you listen again. Sometimes it's over. Yeah, you have to think, that was a song which was good. But I like those songs which you played again. emotions and memories. And,
That's an R&D.
for instance, that's a perfect example. But he was successful back then as well. But yeah, some great artists are just great, yeah. But besides that, we have quite a few artists which are a little bit low-key, but also very interesting. Because they have limitations, they maybe just have a drum machine and a keyboard, and they have to work with it. And I think limitations are very important for music. If you are able to have everything, you know, I don't know. I would say you hear that in the music. You hear if somebody is trying to make the best out of what he has and what he can, or if somebody just snaps the finger and it's there. And I prefer those underdogs, the Rocky Balboas of music, which have a late career. I have many. But probably my favorite memory was I was in Japan, in Tokyo.
How's everybody?
And it was my birthday. I was playing on my birthday. And suddenly a guy came on stage with a saxophone and played on top of my music a very hardcore, like free jazz saxophone solo. But very good. But very spiritual, very strong musical jazz, like pure jazz. And I was like, what is he doing? It's great, but what's the point? So somebody told me, put down the music, and I put down the music. And then the guy changed the jazz tune into some chords which I knew. It was Happy Birthday. So the whole song went into Happy Birthday because it was my birthday. And then the whole room was singing Happy Birthday to you, Alex. Like 2,000 people. And that was probably my
Broke arrows.
Yeah, it was since then. Yeah, that was probably my craziest.
Your best memory.
Yeah. Tons of news. We just started again with Sonar Kollektiv. We had a little break because there was too much going on. So we just started a year ago again to work on projects. And we released a compilation from Jazzanova with remixes. Now we have a new live album, Mikatone album, Secret Love album. We have a few albums this year coming, all on Sonar Kollektiv, and it's great. I really thought that somehow our time is not over, but I thought, okay, it was a great time. We can also stop it here and then just move on somewhere else. But I think it was a good decision to continue, because suddenly we get so much feedback and from the people that they're so happy that we're back now, and it's great, and we have great artists signed to the label now. We have some cool reissues coming up from like really interesting records from the past. And Jazzanova is touring a lot live with a band. We played now, I think, over 120 concerts already, and it's going strong. Man. For me personally, I have a interesting plan for this year. I go for 1 year. I go to La Réunion, the little island near Madagascar. It's a French island.
Yeah, good.
And
French, right?
Yeah. And I will live there with my family for 1 year, working on my solo album, So it's a lot of things happening. I'm quite challenged. My end words, that there is no end. The good thing is in music there is no end. It always continues. I'm so happy that I can live from my passion of music, and I think the reason for that is that in both directions, new music, future music and old music, there will never be an end. There's so much music to discover, and for me it's the driving force of my life, to find music, to play to people. Because right now I'm afraid there's so much music around that you can't listen to everything. And I think it's a good moment for DJs, radio DJs, club DJs, to select, to pre-select a little bit, because obviously you have a lot to do with music, you get a lot of music sent to play, and if you do a trustable selection for the people, I think that's very important right now, because there's so much music around, so much shit music also around, but so much good music as well. You just need, you know how it is, you need somebody who tells you sometimes, you should check that. This is an interesting project. And I think the DJ more and more comes back to the selector role, where the DJ is coming from actually, when we go back like radio and stuff. And those selections is, they are presented in clubs or on the radio. That's my life.
So there is no else, there's just beginning.
There's always continuation. It never stops.
Thank you very much.